I relapsed after 200 days of NoFap. 200 days. It was actually on this day in November last year. I intentionally busted. So 200 days, it was good. Like, I was so focused, and like my confidence has skyrocketed. What else? Just so many benefits, clear mind, and plenty more that I can discuss in another video. But those 200 days, I wouldn't say they were clean, because I was towards the end of the streak. I did start having a few lustful moments where I'd fantasize and maybe do something weird, like, you know what I mean? Like touch myself there or something, because I couldn't control my thoughts, those lustful thoughts, right? But the streak ended, and yeah, that's it really. You might be asking how, why, what, when, where, like all this, and I'll answer that right now. So first of all, how did this happen? Well, I was actually sitting right here before, about to go to sleep, right? And I was journaling, and I had my phone right here to the left of me, and it was open there, just looking at me like it wants to be opened, like it's asking, it's screaming, open me up, which obviously you know that well too. And then I got that random urge, and then the lustful thoughts took over. I grabbed my phone and I went to town, and it was in the night time. And then, I hate to admit it, but I did it in the night again, the following night, when I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet. And it wasn't good. Like, my sleep was disrupted. I couldn't fall asleep for 20 minutes after I did it, which is not normal. Usually I can fall asleep in 5 minutes if I wake up in the night. But it was disastrous. Second of all, well, why did it happen? Yeah, it was the it was solely instant grat. I'm gonna be honest. It was just instant grat. It was sad. It is sad to admit it, but I was willing to do that, honestly. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it, of course. But it was that instant grat. That is how it ruins your life, because I just wanted that instant pleasure. I didn't think about my future self, about what I'd feel like if after I indulge in this instant gratification. So, yeah, you gotta be wary these days. You gotta be careful. You gotta try and partake in as many delayed gratification activities as possible, so that you can really help your future self and not just succumb to that instant grat, to that lustful thoughts. It's not ideal. It's not sufficient if you want to achieve things. So yeah, it was that instant grat, and I was just too mentally weak at that point in time. I didn't believe in myself that I could have stopped. Yeah, and I've accepted that. Not good, but we move on. Now, well, when did it happen? It was in the night. It was before bed and during the night. And those two times are probably the most likely when it will happen. Because if you're in your bed, you're most comfortable. You're tired, so your discipline might not be of the highest degree. So you're most likely to grab the phone and just scroll, bathe in that instant gratification, and just fall into misery because of instant grat. And what did I feel like? After I actually felt super empty. The morning after, I felt severely dehydrated. It was not good. Like, a bit of misery, I'm gonna be honest. But I think I dealt with it all right, because I'm lucky to be this far into my self-improvement journey, to understand, to have that accept, adapt, and overcome mindset, to be able to turn that that negativity into positivity. For example, I did lose my streak, my 200-day streak, but the morning after, I realized, well, all right, this is another time and another opportunity to get a better streak, a cleaner streak. This is another challenge. all right? Because if you fail, sometimes you pushed yourself too much. So this is another opportunity for me, and I think it's just another lesson about how pointless just that wasting your time on those dirty websites, social media is. It's disastrous, so stay away from it. Okay? You must stay away. And you might ask, what caused all these negative emotions? Because, of course, you're not going to be having any really positive emotions after failing. You have to get up quickly. And to get up quickly, you turn that negativity, you transmute it into positivity. But the root cause was instant grant of these negative emotions. That's what it was. Because you have this instant pleasure in this 5 seconds, and then you sacrifice like the long-term build-up of discipline, of the health, the minerals and everything in your body, just for some instant pleasure that you really don't use. You don't use it well, because you're just wasting it on some tissue or whatever. And you need to ask yourself, is your life governed by instant grat, or do you govern a life of instant grat? I'll repeat that. Do you govern a life of instant grat, or is your life governed by instant grat? Ask yourself that. Think about it. Think about it for a couple minutes. 5-10 minutes even. Now, you might take a degenerate whose life is governed by instant grat. Alright? And if you're here, you're watching this video, you're most probably governed by instant grat, because you're watching this video probably for help, most probably for help. And yeah, you do want to do something about it, which is fantastic, which is the step one, alright? So very well done. But you can either be this degenerate who's just indulging in these activities day in, day out, numerous times a day. He's eating rubbish, bad diet, he's lazy, he's doing things he shouldn't be doing, he's behaving badly, he's doing everything for the purpose of having the fun now, but not later. Alright? He just wants that pleasure now. Or are you that person who's striving to build that future self who is gonna be successful in 10 years' time, right? Who governs a life of instant grat? Because sadly these days, in this modern society, you've got instant grat everywhere, all over the place. Everyone's on social media. Everyone's on their social media, on the bus, you can see everyone's head down like some robots, right? Like they're programmed to be doing that on a daily basis, but we're not. We're not programmed to be doing that. There's adverts everywhere. You've got people talking about, oh yeah, did you see this on TikTok? Yeah, shut up, bro. You've got bad food everywhere, unhealthy food being sold everywhere in schools, and it's normalized in schools. Your classmates might think, oh yeah, they just leave it, yeah. Oh yeah, have that bag of Skittles. Oh yeah, it's alright to buy a couple Snickers bars every day, to buy a Fanta for lunch every day. But it's not. Your health is gonna take a toll on that, on your decisions. So you must understand which one are you, and you must also understand that you can always improve. You might think you're that degenerate, all right? You can always think you're a degenerate because of some sort of instant grat you might indulge in, because we will fail, but we will get up and get stronger, all right? And this just comes down to, do you want to live a life of misery? Do you truly want to do that? Do you have that bad diet? Are you lazy? And therefore, do you have a lack of energy? No discipline? Is that your life? You don't want your life to be like that, right? You need to put in that extra work. You need to be doing those delayed gratification activities. Do you run home from school to jump in your bed, open the dirty website up, and don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, and to start scrolling like an uncontrollable robot, like a thirsty dog looking for his bone. You start scrolling, looking for the perfect video, but you're the dog looking for the perfect video to satisfy its bone. And then you're scrolling, 20 minutes goes by, and then half an hour goes by, nothing's found. Nothing's found to satisfy your pleasure, your massive amount of instant grat. So you just keep going. Right here at this moment, you're showing the most perseverance you would ever show in your day-to-day life. You just keep going. You keep going. You keep going. You don't stop. And then, oh no, you can't find the video. Oh no, it's fine. You just type up the name of the actress, and then you find the best. Try to find the best video. You take another 10 minutes, and you keep going. You keep going. You find the video, and then you've got the video. You're trying to find the perfect scene, and then you're going, and then. That is what your life looks like. That is what your life looks like from a third person point of view. That's what you do on a daily basis. If you fap often, that is what you look like. How miserable and foolish does that look? Look, bro. Look at this, bro. My hair's up now. You look so stupid. And you do that on a daily basis willingly, just for instant grab. Is that all you want to achieve in life? You must fix your life. And the first thing to do, you need to develop this accept, adapt, and overcome mindset. For example, in NoFap, you might have relapsed, right? But you're going to accept it. And you're going to adapt by starting to do things that will occupy you, busy you, so you don't think about fapping, right? And then you're going to be consistent. You're going to build more discipline in those delayed gratification activities so that if the time does come and you are close to, you will overcome those weak thoughts, that instant gratification, that drive just for instant grat coming from that id. Because this is crucial, right? If you want that future self to be living a happy life full of success, you need to be developing this accept, adapt, and overcome mindset. Look. This is 1 week after busting, right? My skin used to be so clear, right? Look at this. Now I've got massive spots here. I maybe used to get one spot maybe a month, but it wouldn't get to this point. It would go away because I had those vitamins, minerals in my body that were able to just fight those spots away. Because I was so healthy, because I was retaining my seed, right? I've got about, you can't even see most of them on my forehead. And I remember the morning I woke up, I checked my forehead because I was expecting to have loads of spots. And I saw about 10 little spots, and I could already tell that my forehead was going to be engulfed in spots and acne. And it's not nice. This can ruin your confidence. I'm at the point where this doesn't affect my confidence. It's like I've learned that what have I learned? I've learned my confidence, it's mostly character based, and I don't look so ugly that I'm gonna be insecure, right? I do have a couple insecurities, but I overcame them, and now because of that, couple spots isn't gonna worry me, right? But if you're a beginner, this might worry you. You might be really stressed about getting spots after fapping. So use that as motivation, so you don't bust. All right, bro. Use it as motivation. Use it as drive. So you're gonna get the longest streak possible. You're gonna get to that 90 days. It's gonna turn into a lifestyle. You're gonna get rid of that addiction. Okay. That's what you're gonna do, man. You're gonna that hard meat is gonna be waiting, but you're harder, bro. You're gonna ignore it. You are gonna ignore it, and you're gonna accept, adapt, and overcome. Now, one last thing I'm gonna tell you. Another question. Is what did I learn from all of this, from relapsing after 200 days? Well, the first thing I learned is that I must stick to my routine, right? Now, routine is important because if you have a routine in place, especially in the morning and the nighttime, it's easiest to develop the routine then. You're focused on the task you should be doing, the task written on your wall, part of your routine, and you put 100% focus in that. Now, once you've got this routine established, you can build discipline, which is, of course, always handy in those sort of emergency situations. And once you've got this routine, say this is my phone, you need to put this phone, you need to put it in Narnia. Do you know what I mean? You understand? You need to put this phone into another galaxy, okay? I put my phone in the other room, all right? I'm grateful for my friend. He told me, put your phone in the other room when you're sleeping, because, of course, when you're sleeping, you know what can happen, all right? Everyone knows what can happen. You're most likely to, okay? So put that phone away. It's a distraction, and have a good night of sleep. Everyone deserves a good night of sleep, okay? Rest is so important, especially if you want those gains, man. And lastly, what did I learn? And it's just simply that PMO is disastrous. All that porn masturbation. It is disastrous. For example, I got this acne after releasing. I was deprived of the vitamins, the minerals, and I had a breakout. What else? I had bad sleep. If you're doing this before bed in the night, when you're doing it, it's like a workout, man. Like you're scrolling. But that's only the warm up, and then you're using your forearm. You're building those forearm gains, and then because it's such high intensity workout. It's like HIIT in high intensity interval training. Your heart rate's gonna go up, and you can hear your heart pounding when you're pounding on your meat. And your heart rate goes up. And if you want to go to sleep straight after, well, I'm afraid it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for you to go to sleep, because before you go to sleep, your body naturally drops the heart rate a bit. So it's easier to sleep, it's easier to rest. So it's important that you don't do this before bed. You don't do it at all, okay? It's completely disastrous. It's just being reinforced that it's disastrous. You have, for example, you also have less testosterone, because the main thing that you release is testosterone, which is essential for that muscle growth. If you're in self-improvement, you most likely exercise. If you're not exercising right now, not now in this present moment, but consistently, and you're in self-improvement, get up and start exercising, bro, because that is very key to success on NoFap. And you need to be occupying yourself with these activities to avoid fapping. That is pretty much it. You need to be doing delayed gratification activities so you can build up that discipline for if the time comes that you're in bed and maybe your phone was out, you can resist the temptation, because you understand it's not good for you. It's disastrous. You have deleterious effects to your health. You will suffer deleterious effects if you're not composed, and if you don't resist the urge. But yeah, that's my story of relapsing after 200 days. I'm going to be chasing that 200 days, and I'm going to fly past that. I'm going to get to 400 days. See me in 400 days soon, my boys. Next year, yeah. But yeah, accept, adapt, and overcome. Peace.